Welcome to the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show, a broadcast service of globalbusinessnews.net.
Now, here's your host, Ed Cohen.
Hi, this is Ed in San Diego. You're on Global TV Talk Show. Thanks a lot for being there. Our special guest today will be on in just a couple of minutes, and her name is Emily Braun. I'm going to read this. She's owner and advisor, International Lifestyle Consulting. And this is a woman who originally is from Eastern Europe. She's been in Canada for 26 years, longer. And is really an entrepreneur and has taken it upon herself to do a tour of areas, Mexico in particular, but also Belize and Panama, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Mexico for sure. She wants to advise people firsthand with her firsthand knowledge about making intelligent choices about living and working, retiring outside of Canada and the US. And she's got an interesting focus on Mexico, has been touring around, visiting places, interviewing people. And this upcoming talk show in just a few minutes is part of a series that she and I are doing to help educate our readers and our audience about the benefits of and the opportunities of living abroad, working abroad, retiring abroad. And included in this discussion will be specific information about assisted living for elderly people who are looking to retire to perhaps a more affordable place, but with equal or better medical assistance. Interesting topic, isn't it? Timely, considering the growth in the boomer population. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with Emily Braun, and that's emilybraun.com. I'm going to spell it EMILYBRON.com. Full of information. She's a delight. Take care. Be back to you in just a couple of minutes. We're here with Emily Braun, owner and advisor, International Lifestyle Consulting, and that's emilybraun.com. That's EMILYBRON, emilybraun.com. Hi, Emily.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Ed. Happy to see you.
Yeah, welcome again. So you have recently returned from an in-person investigation, an in-person touchy-feely tour in Mexico, some places in Mexico. And I've seen the video, and we've had a discussion with others. And very interesting work that you do, the personal investment that you make to make sure it's clear to you so that you can be an honest, authentic, trusted advisor to strangers, to people who don't yet know you. So let's talk about, in summary, just briefly before we get to other points, the investigation tour that you did last month, Mazatlan and some other places, where you looked into, among other things, assisted living places for Canadians, North Americans, to look into Mexico as an alternative, perhaps a low cost or lower cost, but equal quality in medical care. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. First of all, I would like to outline that it's not my first discovery lifestyle tour in Mexico. It was actually number 3, I would say, when I had the mission to look to the different cities more and less known for the wide public. And my last 2 tours devoted to this topic, assisted living or independent senior living projects in Mexico, because I know many people, I would say, working for Mexico, trying to cover different areas, even for relocation, how to help people to find property. I know about all this, and I can help people with this required direction during the relocation as well. But at the same time, I'm looking a little bit forward, because I know that there is already several millions of expat in Mexico, and more people arriving as we speak and planning to live in Mexico for next years. And since we have in Canada, in United States, already issue with assisted living facilities, and actually with baby boomers now losing their, sometimes savings, I'm looking like what Mexico can offer in this regard, because even we are moving now, and I'm part of this movement as well. I would like to know what's going on in this important direction, because our priorities are changing, and we are aging, and Mexico started to work in this direction already a couple of years ago. I heard about it, I read about it, but now I decided to check it and to have personal feeling and understanding how these facilities are working.
Let me ask you about the quality of medical care for seniors who don't speak Spanish.
Don't speak Spanish. So this is specifically the projects I was looking for. Even, some people are speaking Spanish a little bit, but, when your health state deteriorating, and sometimes people in such positions, they need trusted care and doctors speaking English, and even maybe more important, caregivers speaking English around them. It's important for families who put their loved one in this facility, and it's important for a person who became patient in this facility. That's why my accent was to find these facilities and check what do they offer other than English speaking staff, how the accessibility and medical standards matching expectation for the people. Because look, it's a big move, and specifically when person is not in a healthy situation, for family to consider, for person to to be sure that it's adequate care. So that's why it took me time to find this facility and communicate with them. And because I'm not professional, medical professional, I was together with two medical professionals in Toronto who specialize exactly in this area, but even more, like one doctor, she aware of how this kind of facility working in different countries in Europe, and like she's very versed in Canada, in United States. So we as a team were kind of evaluating these properties.
Okay, so now let's zero in. Let's go deep for just a second here. Actually, more than a second. It's quite all right to take longer than a second. Name the top one or two things. There's probably a long list of things to do, but the number one or two or three, the top two or three items that I should think about. I live in San Diego currently, and I've been to Mexico, I've been to Cabo, I've been to Mexico City, Acapulco, Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, Puerto Vallarta, multiple times. And so, but I don't know about living there. I mean, I don't know Spanish. I suppose I could pick it up, but what about legal? What about the medical care? How do I look at if my insurance is covered, or what kind of new insurance I'm going to need? And How do I get it? And how much does it cost? Is it trustworthy? There's so much to think about.
There's many questions, and you named just several. And in every case, it can be, different set of conditions we need to consider. But again, it's very important to be clear what is up. Like, are you looking to live full time or part time? Because I believe you just visited for maybe several weeks, maximum months or so, this or other place. Because Mexico is a huge country, and climate is different. And the more we aging, the more we sensitive, I would say, to climate changes, or I would say, seasonal changes. If it's very humid, how it affect your health, or like how you can live in this environment. Actually, it was one of the reasons I visited several seashore cities, like known resorts as the Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta, to look how, I know that it's a livable city, but my personal perception about climate and living all year round, like it's a little bit different. But now we're speaking about facilities and insurance. If you're American, you have Medicare, you might have some coverage, but this coverage won't help you in this particular case. It will help you in some emergencies. And again, I cannot answer all the particular questions, about price and conditions. That's why I connected with professionals in their, expertise with all rules, which, by the way, are changing. They would be in a position to to advise about what kind of insurance you can get. What I can tell you in advance, you and other people, that none of these insurances will help you with assisted living. So here you should rely on a payment. It might help you, for the purchasing drugs, for example. Yes, if you have some precondition and you need to buy from pharmacy, which is not expensive in Mexico anyway, but it would have helped probably, to cover these expenses. But when we speak about assisted living and care, it's very expensive in Canada and United States, and if it's 24/7 care, so to find adequate, and we know about several facilities already, it will be not covered. Even for Mexicans, it's not covered by the Mexican insurance. But they have combination, yes, of this private and insurance, private pay for this facility, and probably some insurance for treatment. But I think what is more important to consider, what I would recommend you or other people who not yet in situations they need assisted living, actually to live for some time in a place, and to check it during the different seasons. And at the same time, you can, by the way, you can invest in such facility because it's a growing business, and to be close and look on how services are provided if you have somebody who in this facility.
So it's a good idea. My summary, these are my words. It's a good idea to take a vacation for a while before you need to make a final decision, to investigate the idea, like whether it's Zihuatanejo or Miguel de Allende or Mazatlan. The higher elevations have no humidity, but it can get chilly. And whereas on the beach areas, it's more humid and it can get really hot. And so you need to experience this before you make a decision on lifestyle.
I can save you time and others, and just by questions with clients and discussing, like if you know that you are sensitive for humidity, for example, I just crisscross the places near the seashore. So you can spend months or two just, to discover. And by the way, you should check the other places, and again, now it's combination. It should be climate, it should be good hospitals nearby, private hospitals, because as far as I know, San Miguel de Allende, they maybe have one private hospital only nearby, and you should have insurance. Like, the many things to consider, and visit maybe different facilities, but I'm trying to save time for people and to tell the difference between this or other place and between this and other facility.
Yeah, of
And
course.
the price is important as well. What I can tell you, by the way, is that some of the facilities which are just in construction now, or recently completed during the COVID, they provide this opportunity. You can have a rental option to live a couple of months, because they have assisted living and independent living part on the same territory. And this experience might really give you, answer to your many questions.
Yeah, this is really good advice and very practical
Very practical.
information.
Yes, and you will see, and it's developing as well. Look, if some people are looking, where to invest, I would say that after living a couple of months in such facility, in your apartment, it's actually apartment building with amenities, with some medical care, and they're developing at the same time. And so you will experience and get answers to your own question. You will see who are your neighbors. You can get already some social circle, which is very important as well. And what I like about both projects, like I have in mind now, so they have this really, I would say, extensive assisted care building, and nearby just apartment for family members or for friends. And it looks like resort. And even people who are, reality is that very often in elderly couple, one partner in worse conditions than others.
Yeah.
So one is living, say, in assisted living, and second has his own apartment, actually to have, some freedom and independence to do what they like, but at the same time to be close to your loved one and check them when needed, or maybe even to have some time together. So it's ideal. But they can travel, like people are living in independent, in their apartment, they can travel, they can go out. But what I like about these places, they don't look like, closed facility where people feel like they imprisoned. No, it's kind of living, and it's important. It's a living facility. There are children around. Like you can have a lot. You feel that you're part of real society with many generations of people living around.
So it's lifestyle. So I would think that having a very strong, like we have right now, very strong internet connection is vital. And also air conditioning or fans. And also, if you need heat, is there a fireplace that works, or is it air heat, or what, electric heat, gas heat, what is it? All these little things are important because it makes one comfortable.
So they have air conditioning in every room. And again, say in a Ajijic, actually, I don't believe that you need heating, but I know that the air conditioning working for warm air as well as for cooling and warming. So they don't need a special heater and fireplace. Sorry, the fireplace might be needed, in other places, but even in central Mexican states, okay, people are living for years, for centuries, and good quality buildings and communities, they very well equipped with all what is needed. And
Yeah.
when you look to the new constructions, it's very beautiful. They have modern kitchens, they have modern appliances. And by the way, in these facilities, you can purchase furniture as you like. You know, there is a lot of freedom to decorate your place and to feel you're living your life.
Yeah. Okay. So we talked about the idea of comfort. We talked about the idea of the need for investigation, of course, to go and try it, to try different things, different places, and also have the advice of you and professionals local who can give answers, and you would take care of that arrangements.
Yes, every place has their coordinator, and yes, before people are coming, I would connect and coordinate, communication. And these days it's simple. I mean, with Zoom, with internet, and again, all managers, operational managers speaking perfect English. They mostly actually Mexicans who lived in California and other states, so they pretty well experienced with dealing with Americans and Canadians.
Yeah, and so do you want to get into a discussion of fees, cost of doing business with you, or do you want people to just send you a note and make an appointment?
It's better to make an appointment, because I believe again that other than fees, people will have another questions, their particular situation, or maybe something that we just touch a surface now. Yes, something that we didn't speak now. So I would be happy to share it. And actually, when I'm connecting with even with facility, I would give advice or maybe consider some logistic, details, because again, depending on where the person located, how to get it, and because each of these facilities, they still developing, the prices might be changed, and some other condition would be changed. So I'm in position to advise what is better.
This episode from the meeting room of Global TV Talk Show is brought to you by
International lifestyle consultant Emily Braun can help you seamlessly transition to your new life in your dream destination. Whether you are a retiree, a digital nomad, or a mobile executive, Emily Braun can make your transition overseas a success. Visit emilybraun.com.
So I know that on your website, emilybraun.com, people can look at video, and there's a lot of information there. And so before we end here, this just a brief discussion. We want to get people interested who want to follow up with you personally, privately. So it's emilybraun.com. But let me ask you about, say, Costa Rica, Panama, Belize, and others. There's a lot of choices.
There are, but people need to consider what is important for them in this period of life or the future. So again, we're speaking about investment, or we're speaking about living full time, or we're speaking about spending 1 month in your kind of vocational property.
That's the really key thinking, and I'm glad you brought that up very specifically now, because there are different ways of looking at this, and one step could lead to another, or people may just decide to stop or think about it more. But there are a step-by-step approach so that people are comfortable and they learn every step of the way from you.
Yes, and what I actually offer, what no other people working in this field are offering. I have a big picture, and at the same time, I understand what people need in different stage of their life. So just for example, Belize might be wonderful country. If you're snorkeling, if you're diving, if it's what you're up to, yes. But when you think about living, and you can have good property and have nice adventures and vacation and as investment, okay. But when you're concerned about your health, it's better to select a different country. And Mexico is much better. You know, level of care, amount of hospitals. And again, I'm looking to particular states. In Mexico, it's a huge country. And I know difference between central colonial states and southern states. That's why I'm looking for the cities which are very known from one side in expat world, when there is already expat community which will help you or anyone else at the beginning when you land to the new country. Even you visit it as a tourist, you will have completely different experience living there. So it's very good when you have already people, and there is very nice community in Mazatlan, and there is very nice and support circles, say in Ajijic and in Guadalajara, in Querétaro, and by the way, they're different. So to find your circle of support or even friends, it's very important. And so it's all together, and it might be a good facility here or might be good facilities there, but like having a big picture. Costa Rica, it's good, but again, you will be living far away from the good hospitals. If you prefer seashore, just it's what I can tell you. If it, like health is okay and you're not concerned, and you know you have 10 years to have adventure here and there, it's okay. But if you're looking kind of a little bit further, it's good to have place and you know, in certain age we're not so happy to jump from place to place, because every process, and we didn't speak even about immigration process, which is different and big important topic. If you just for 1 month, okay, you can be as a visitor. If you're looking to live more than 3 months in Costa Rica or in Belize, you need to consider immigration process, which is a different animal. For Americans and Canadians in Mexico are, you know, more opportunities to spend time up to 6 months, or now maybe less, but it's close to home. You can drive, specifically living in California. It's what many people are doing. You don't need to have flights, which sometimes, you know, not reliable lately. So all this logistics should be taken in consideration.
EmilyBraun.com. Emily, thanks very much for being again on Global TV Talk Show, and we look forward to speaking with you in July as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy to give at least some food for thoughts and advices if people are
yes, of course,
considering. And I believe that more questions can be asked. So please don't hesitate to connect with me via LinkedIn or my website. Thank you very much.
That's Emily Braun, as you can see. Emily, B-R-O-N. Very easy. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in the meeting room at Global TV Talk Show.
Have a wonderful day, and stay safe.